the final episode of Stranger Things season 5, the big series finale that we've all been waiting for, has been out for a few days. And I know I'm a bit late, but I actually did watch the episode on the day it was released. And after watching the episode, well, I honestly didn't want to make a video right away because I felt like maybe I was thinking too much about it. I mean, honestly, uh, when I saw that episode, the feeling was the episode, the series ended in a kind of a good way, but it was underwhelming. And I thought that my mind would change after a few days and all that. So I decided to wait and think about it a little more and watch it again. But after watching it again, thinking about it, yeah, it didn't really change my mind. And honestly, the episode, it has some problems. Now, one of the main things was we were all expecting some of the main characters to die, two or three of the main characters to die. And considering the kind of series that Strange Things been, and there have been good side characters that have been killed off, we were expecting that to happen to some of the main characters. And a lot of people are worried that it might happen to Steve. So we were expecting that, and it didn't happen. And I guess that is okay. I mean, all the main characters seem like they were in danger, but none of them, nothing really happened to any of them. Seemed like Steve might get killed at one point, Dustin might get killed at one point. And then there's 11. Well, seemed like at the end of the episode, 11 died along with the Upside Down when the explosion happened. But even at the end of the episode, Mike's talking about that maybe she is still alive because of the fact that those machines that the military use to stop her, they were active, but she was able to talk to Mike in his mind. So maybe that she escaped, and there's a he says that maybe he implies that maybe Carly helped her, that she actually didn't die right away. So I guess that means that no one died, none of the main characters died. Carly died, but she's a side character that was brought in again and didn't really have the emotional impact of the other characters. So that's one of the big things. Now, the other thing is the big final fight with the Vecna, the Mind Flare, and all that. This was a big build up. There was a big build up for this fight. I was expecting it to be huge. But the fight ended in what? 10 minutes? I think it was just a little longer than 10 minutes overall from when the Mind Flayer finally woke up and 11 showed up and she started fighting Vecna inside the Mind Flayer. And the Mind Flayer was fighting the other group on the outside. And the fight ended that quickly in the middle of the episode. This is a 2 hour plus episode, and I think the fight started around 1 hour mark after that. So that ended way too quickly. And then there's the fact that the Mind Flayer seemed to have been beaten pretty easily by the group. I mean, this thing, it looked huge. It looked like something that Godzilla would fight. Yet the group, Nancy and the others, they were able to stop it using guns. She was shooting a gun at it, and it was actually affecting it, which seemed kind of ridiculous considering how big this thing is. And they were using flamethrowers and all that. And I mean, one flamethrower is going to do that much damage to a giant interdimensional being. Okay, that seems a bit ridiculous, but that's what happened. And then there's the fight with Vecna and 11, the fight we were all waiting for. The fight finally happens, but it happens pretty quickly. I mean, there's a bit of throwing around here and there, but that's it. And she managed to kill Vecna with the help of Will. Will uses powers to stop him, and she impales him into a spike inside the mind flare. And that pretty much does him in before uh, Winona Ryder's character shows up with an axe and finally takes him out. And that doesn't really make sense either. I mean, 11 impaling with a spike and him being defeated. I mean, before the military shot bullets at him, fire at him. I mean, Will one time broke his leg, but he regenerated it very quickly. No, more like fixed it really quickly. But this time, he couldn't do any of that. He was taken out pretty easily. And why did that happen? Like that. And when he was taken out, the mind flare was taken out at the same time too. So that the entire big fight ended that quickly, and that's really disappointing and a bit unbelievable. And then there's the fact that, well, this is the dimension where the Demogorgons, the Demobats, they all came from. So why weren't any of them around? Why wasn't anyone guarding the mind flare before it woke up? I mean, you'd think that Vecna would have some security just in case. And after seeing into Eleven's mind earlier in the episode, when she was trying to free the kids from him, he probably knew what the plan was. So I was expecting Demogorgons to be there, but they weren't there. It was just him and the mind flare. And then after the final fight, it's just the rest of the episode's just the kids graduating and everyone talking about. Oh yeah, it happens 18 months after the final fight, so we don't see the immediate aftermath of everything that happens. You know, everyone thinking that Eleven's dead. So yeah, this is kind of ridiculous, honestly. And then you look at it, yeah, it's not a great way to end the episode. And honestly, yeah, I don't know what to make of this after all that. I'm watching all this. The episode feels really underwhelming. It feels underwhelming now. The main cast being alive, I'm kind of okay with it, but there was so much of a expectation of them dying, so that's kind of a problem. But anyway, Stranger Things season 5 ended on not a great note in my opinion. And there is some stuff I'm hearing about the directors, the what the directors might be saying about the final episode and how everything happened and what's going on. Now I'm gonna look into that and I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, if what I'm hearing is correct, it's honestly gonna make everyone even more mad about this episode. But yeah, I'll talk about it in another episode.